What's going on, guys? In the little slide you saw here, I have been working on this thing for a couple weeks now, and I really hate it. Honestly, let's call it for what it is. It is a glorified half rack, and then it is a subpar cable machine lat pull down. You can't do biceps on this thing to save your life because there's not enough lip for the cable. So I've been doing a lot of bench on it, a lot of rows, a lot of shoulder press, military press, because the half rack works great. This thing takes up the size of a Volkswagen in your garage. So a half rack that's that big is ridiculous when a normal half rack takes up about 1.5 feet to long and then 8 feet wide or 6 feet wide, whatever the size of that is. But I did go heavy on bench here. The half rack part of it works great. And you'll see the cable flaws that I have. I cannot do biceps on the lower part of the cable because any row up that's not at a ridiculous angle stinks. I went heavy the first two sets of chest. I worked my way up from 225, I think up to 265, 275. And then I went back down just as a lower set. So far, it's been really good for the rack, though. The weights that came with it are great. I did go from there to my favorite part of this entire machine, which is the crappy bench that came with it. Because it goes to decline. It's still super sturdy. You can tell I still have some Christmas stuff out. We were moving some stuff around. I expect for the next videos to get that out and have the garage look a little cleaner. I have a PJ Masks card set under my right foot, just for some support here. Because for decline, there is no leg secure, so you do have to be careful when doing it. I went to some decline flies. I wanted to get a full chest and tricep workout in here, so this is not a super long video, but it is a full workout to try and do everything on it. Another thing I was hoping to be able to accomplish was some type of push down with it for dips or tricep push down. It is quite difficult to do, so I did have to manufacture something else, which is why we're heading outside. Oh, wow. I am in desperate need of a dip bar or a machine that can be like a half rack, a full rack. I could put some bars in there and do some heavy dips. This is a broken down bench from the outside, a broken down table from the outside that the glass shattered, and now it sits on the side of my house. As you can tell, I am pretty tall, so this was a terrible excuse for a dip, but I'm trying to do what I got to do in it. Did a few supersets here. As you can see, the best part about this machine still is the bench. Just for the variations, as you can see, I went from a deep decline to a medium decline. I think I'm going to go deeper in the next set. The bench is great. I'm honestly going to probably get rid of the machine because it is just poor. It is just bad materials, bad quality. And the space it takes up for what it does is not worth it. You could get a sleek looking lat pull down that slides up against any part of the wall, takes up half the space. You could get a half rack. You could get a power rack that folds up. We are back outside. I could have cut these a little shorter, but I wanted you to see the difficulty I'm having. But if you have something you can do dips on, you just got to make it work. I need something deeper. I'm only going about 3/4 of the way down. I put the little plates under it to make it taller. I had to jump out of there. I was supersetting this, so I am in desperate need. That is my goal, is to get something I can do heavy dips on, or dips in general, for a full range of motion. I went back to this. This is me going super deep at a super decline, just for some decline flies. Because the fly machine on this, even if you were going to do single arm, you can only go into the machine still. You cannot come out, which is frustrating. Very, very frustrating with the machine. I didn't expect a lot from it. I did expect the quality to be a little better for what it retails for people. Again, having issue getting up here because there is no leg drive on this machine. I just wanted y'all to see how I got into this thing. Athletic. Look at that. Graceful. I tried this from a bunch of different angles, but this is probably the last time I'll do it. Just to get dips in. I would rather just go with my wife when she goes every couple of days to the gym. She goes about 3-4 times a week. I would just go with her. I'm just not a fan of commercial gyms, but I got this in, and now I know what I'm looking for. And you're gonna see me trip right there. Graceful like a cat. I went to my last set here of this superset. And I'm at the lowest decline. I even put a weight under the front of it to give an even deeper decline. And this thing is super sturdy. I mean, I have 50s on there, and I weigh about 190 here. So it handles a ton of weight. That's like 240 pounds on a super declined piece of machinery. It is really, really good for what you want to do. There's no wobble. This is the most secure part of this whole machine, is the bench. And that is sad for a machine that takes up the size of a car or a trampoline. My kids could have a trampoline in here instead of this machine. From there, we just went to some incline Smith machine press. I was giving this thing the last chance. On a flat press, it wasn't smooth, but I said maybe the angle of the incline would be a lot better because you have to push it at a backwards motion, like a regular incline press. So from there, we went on to this incline press, where you can see the racking was easy. I did have to slide back a little bit, so you had to adjust it, but that's more my fault than the machine's fault. You just have to find a position that works, and then you work with it. I did a few sets here just to see when it got heavy if the alignment of the Smith bar would get off with one arm pressing more than the other. Pretty smooth, and then clipping on. See, I still have to double look for the clips, and I could tell there that the bar was a little off. I went for a different angle. I don't know why.
Going again.
And I farted around for a little bit, apparently. I don't think any words of wisdom came out here. Another thing, I noticed that there's no place to rack your bar on the power rack. So I thought it'd be nice if it had a little attachment here. Oh, I went to close grip to be cool. Don't know why it required that, but it was getting a little heavy there. And I think I wanted to see the way the weight came down, see if it was off. But here it just looks like I'm struggling. Now see, if you see right there, I had to pull it down a little bit to clip it in. That's where the holes are so far apart. Then I went to another set. Pretty sure the same thing. I just re-racked it and probably moved the camera back like a dork. But getting underneath it was still primarily easy. Oh, you saw it pop off right there. Just to load it to a good position, I knew it was way too heavy. And I kept having to adjust the chair, which was kind of driving me crazy. But again, that's my fault, not the machine's fault, to get under it. I used the incline one on this, taking way too much weight on and doing overload on it. So I was trying to burn out on the incline, just to honestly wear myself out and really see what this thing could handle. We'd seen in the regular video that it could handle a lot, but I was trying to get a really good pressing motion for it and just couldn't do it. Hey, there's my little guy. My little dude tried to sneak in the video there, and he's gonna make a few appearances in this. There he goes. Bye! He's been rolling around. He was my spotter, but he said I wasn't handling enough weight for him. So right here, he's coming to see if I need help. And then he was checking the machine to make sure I set it up right. He's good on the details. So got him all taken care of, set with his mom. Came back for a final set. I was a little more rested for this. And I was trying to fart around with like a set of 21s. Full third of the rep down 7, third of the rep up 7, and then full rep 7. Just trying to get a good chest burn in there. I love 21s for chest. And just try to finish with some incline here. Again, adjusting the seat. It just felt off. I just felt off on the Smith machine. And here I went a little closer grip. I was just trying to do a last burnout set, and that's pretty much all I had in me. I dropped down the weight. And for this, the Smith machine, it worked. It worked well. It was a good press, good grasp, but I'm still pretty on the wall, on the fence for it. racking. As you can see there, it was getting wobbly, so it's really just not calibrated, which kind of drives me crazy. It's driving me really crazy for a lot of the machines and the reps.
Where to go?
I just kept going. I know it's a rather long segment of video, and I change it up, but I just want to see, this is a real workout to put on it. And when I do the demos in the stores or on YouTube videos by the company, they tell you what it can and cannot do. And I'm showing you what it literally can and cannot do. If you're going to do a real heavy set on it, it's not a great idea. But even a workout set like this, which is just plates on the outside, it's pretty solid. It's not calibrated, but it's pretty solid. And this was me dying. And then I said I'm done. But I'm not done. Another downer is I could have brought out the angle, but I decided to move to triceps from here and finish with a little different chest variation. I went like a triple set for these guys, which there's no review here. I'm just walking you through the full workout that I did. I went on incline chest fly from a declined position, which really hits the upper chest. And the only nice thing about having it in the Smith machine was it kind of gave me an angle to do it. And I just wanted to really burnout set, not great form, nor would I promote, people to do this on the regular, but I've been trying to do things. Here's the point of it. Getting and monkeying around to do a stupid tricep skull crusher on this thing is honestly like disfusing or disarming a bomb, and it had been driving me crazy in previous videos. This is why I couldn't bicep curl on this thing. You have to pull the angle out. You have to have the machine out. You have to have your bench out. So it's almost like a pull over for triceps. And you can't do it from either other angle because you're doing it from a lat pull down or here. So it's driving me nuts. And then letting it go. I just dropped it because it doesn't set itself back up. And it was really, here I think I used a few probably colorful words off camera because it really hurt my shoulder to just drop that weight like there and whip it back with one arm. I went back to skull crushers after that, and I thought I had fixed the problem. You're going to see right behind my back, I have it up on a chain. So I figured elongate the bar, elongate the cable with a chain, but getting it up to this position, and you can't do it flat because you don't have enough room before it scrapes against the metal plate for rows. So it's really not a tricep, bicep, shoulder. You couldn't do upright rows with this. It was really, really limited. And this is where I got really frustrated with the thing. As you can tell, not my proudest moment, but there we are. Figured it out. There you go. Almost died right there a few times. Still was getting it in, and it's not a real heavy weight. I'm going to give you some words of wisdom.
We're going to pick up from here, finishing off triceps. I had a cable machine malfunction, and yeah, felt like it wasn't moving. The cable was definitely off, so that was kind of a pain in the butt. But just fixed it, and beautiful greasy hands to prove it. Still gonna finish it off, so a smooth transition. Just gotta keep going through it. Back to commentary.
Very profound. And then those words of wisdom, I just decided to finish off the entire set and exercise with it. Frustration occurred. I did have grease on my fingers. I tried to fix the cable, which I've had a lot of issues with the cable for the lower half, just getting a little off, and then pulling it at a different angle really pulls it off. Here, I think I found my sanity and just said I'm going to get it done. Scooted up. But if you don't have like a strong back or shoulder, you're not going to be able to pull this up. And to flatten the bench, as someone might comment, really puts you in the same position because there's no point to do it. I did it here, but I could feel the difference in
we'll be going to get a bigger chain.
The squeeze. Right here I have too much room, and now I have too much. I'm about to hit the back of the machine, and it's just not enough. I'm sure there'll be some guys out there that say they can do it. I'm not doing it with comfort. I'm 6'1", long arms, adequate legs. So if you're a normal human being, it's not ideal for you. If you're 5'4", it's probably plenty of room. Any taller than that, you're going to have issues. I just finished off the workout with a bunch of supersets here. Again, using the power block dumbbells. They're not great. They're not bad. We'll find out in the future how I really like them. I've only had them for a couple weeks. But the main point was to get this tricep extension on. and just finish. It wasn't bad, and as you can see, I'm slowing it down here because I'm still basically loading it. I got annoyed with it, and then I just started to bang it as I got sore because I was over this at this point. There I went to some kickbacks with it, the power blocks, and I was supersetting this and a tricep push down with the lat extension part. Wasn't great. You're gonna see it right here. This was about probably my third set. The other two were just real warm-up sets. Again, not a ton of weight on this because it's like a 4 on a scale of 1 to 4 ratio for being commercial. So there's a lot of slack right there. I felt it slack off and the cable come off again. So I went back to it, and this was my last set. Honestly, out of pure frustration, I just gave up on doing triceps on this machine. And that's it, guys. You're going to see my little comments on the end. This is probably one of the last workouts I'll do on this thing. Just because I'm over monkeying around with something I shouldn't have to.